Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. Few minutes late. Apologies for keeping you waiting. Just setting up all the names for the cheeky t-shirt giveaway, which we're going to draw at the end of the show. Took me a little while. It was like my data entry days back in the day again, all over again. Took me a little while. We got like 68 entrants. Had to type them all in. Took a little bit of time. Apologies for keeping you all waiting. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining us aboard the Bacon Express tonight. Choo choo. Next stop. Prisonville. I don't know what's going on, of course, with Manchester United at the moment. But hey, look, we're going to cover all the latest news and goings on in this stream tonight. It's the evening show. Thank you so much to you all for getting in here. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express. Let's see who we've got aboard. Andrew. Get in there. Let's get 100 likes on the video. Yes, indeed. Smash that thumbs up button, everybody, if you're just joining at the start of the show. You know, Samikazi, I'm not late. You're early, bud. As always, start times are a guide. Wait for the notification that we go live and you won't be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Stay gold. Martin McGrath, chocolate salty balls. What's going up? Time is up. Flip, stay gold, below, what's going on there? Bellow, Jason Jackson, Dynamic Melon, Andy Corkin Hansen, let's be having you dude. Dean, Simon, Travis, Kingslayer, Sloth, Sir Jummy, what's happening guys? Stephen, Aaron, David Watkins, Red Olsen, everybody else as well. Thank you for joining the show and getting in here. I do appreciate you all. Yes, indeed. Lewis, thanks for being a member. 13 months. He's got a cheeky goat and a cheeky pig emoji in there. Gets in there, Lewis. Thank you so much, you absolute Bruno Fernandes, Portuguese Magnifico of a man. Lewis, get some hashtag 13 for this guy. He's been a member 13 months of the Bacon Brigade. Very much appreciate you. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, mate, and getting your highlighted comment in there. Get in there, you beauty. It is indeed Carsio Winston. So, yes, do us a favour at the start of this stream, everyone. Drop a little thumbs up on it if you haven't done so. Hit the likes. You know it makes sense. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Get yourself subscribed. I am still under the weather. Feeling very, Chewamani! Oh, not again. Chewbacca! Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, guys. Hopefully we don't have another stream of pure snot like we did earlier on this afternoon. I apologise. But, still feeling under the weather. Got some sort of man flu on the go. Some may call it melt fever. But I don't believe I do suffer from hay fever, David Watkins, to be honest with you, mate, you know. Pigs don't suffer from melt fever, lad. Come on. Anyway, but maybe it's possible, I suppose. Thank you for the bless yous there, guys. Big up yourselves. Right, yeah, so do us a favour, start the show, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. That will help the show out. Subscribe if you're new, share it around. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. You can give us a cheeky little retweet if you want. So please do that, and that will help the channel out no end. Right, let's get stuck into the latest news then, guys. You know, it's bloody gash-tastic, isn't it? But I suppose we better discuss it. We better get into all the latest goings on at this football club. Most of it negative, let's be fair. We'll talk about Jaden Sancho situation first. So Jaden Sancho, obviously going to be out in the cold at this moment in time, I suppose, with Erik ten Hag, after he's doubled down on his stance of calling Erik ten Hag out on social media by pinning his previous statement to the top of his social media walls. That's right, doubling down on his decision to come out and basically publicly criticise and undermine the manager's authority by insinuating that he's a lying bastard. That's what he's done. Look, Rio Ferdinand's come out and had a little bit of a say on the old Sancho situation. This is how he sees it, just to give you some thoughts and opinions from some other United legends. This guy, Rio, said there's only two ways this situation ends. The Saudi transfer window is not shut yet, or you're sitting on the bench or not getting in the squad for the rest of the season. Ooh, well, let's just say Sancho can't actually find a move for whatever reason. Let's hope that Saudi Arabia or somewhere is prepared to come in and take this guy at this short notice at this moment in time, and we could get rid of this guy, and that's what I personally hope. But do you think that we should give him a chance? Smash a play in the live chat if you think that Sancho should be playing for the remainder of the season. Smash a bench if you think that Jaden Sancho should be just chilling in the bench or on the reserves or making cups of tea for everybody. Let us know your thoughts and opinions, whether you think he should be playing for the team or he should be benched and made an example out of. Get your thoughts in there. I say not even in the bench. I'd say sack him off to the reserves, guys, after what he's done. Can't undermine the manager like that. Below says bench. FIFA Don says play. MUFC 77's going bench. Interesting. Bench. Interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Under 23 says Wazza. Bench says Matthew Smith. Bench warmer. Sell says Danny B. Bench and drop him. Transfer him says Duke of Rodtown. Eject. Play. Bench. A few people saying play, but most people are indeed thinking that maybe it's the best to bin him off, to get rid, to bench him. Yeah, player power out. Who needs it, bro? These guys have got too big for their boots at the club already. This guy's on big money. He's only a young lad. Crikey. He's not like some Cristiano Ronaldo ego. We saw what happened to Cristiano Ronaldo when he butted heads with Erik ten Hag. He got sacked off. He was terminated, my son. Come with me if you want to be terminated. He got terminated, and that's what may be happening with Jaden Sancho also. I think it's fair. Luan France says we should play him. Oh, well, look, I guess, look, we'll see how forgiving Erik ten Hag is in the next coming weeks, especially with what's happening with the Antony situation. We kind of have a situation where we need some right wingers, don't we? Yeah, we got Palistri. But it would actually maybe be possible that we could lose 2 of our right wingers in one fell swoop if anything further comes out with Antony regarding his personal issues that are taking place at the moment, which we'll get onto a bit later on. And if Jaden Sancho's situation with Ten Hag is irreparable, then we could be losing 2 right wingers in one fell swoop, which would mean that United's forward line is considerably weaker in terms of options. I mean, neither of those guys has actually blown us away with their performances for a while now. But certainly, those are 2 big name players in our forward line, particularly on the right-hand side of the team. And if we lose both of them, crikey, it's not a good look for us at this minute in time, is it? No. So let's cover the rest of it then. So there is some news, though, that Jaden Sancho is wanted by various different teams. Saudi Arabia seems like the most suitable destination for him at this moment because their transfer window is still open and he could be going to Saudi Arabia if there's a decent offer that comes in to Manchester United. I'll ask the live chat again, how much do you think we could get for Jaden Sancho right now? I mean, we paid £73 million for the guy, right? But just like every single player, pretty much, more or less, that Man United sign, his valuation just drops significantly at the football club because he doesn't perform, he's an overpaid prima donna shart merchant, and he just doesn't really live up to the hype, and he hasn't done. And because of that, you know, it's like we probably won't get anywhere near the sort of money that we paid for him back. Nowhere near. I'm thinking 30 to 40 million is the maximum we can get for him. He does have some value because, look, he's an English homegrown player, but that doesn't really help for the Saudi league. He's also, young. He's only 23, 24, this guy, so he's got plenty of development and his best years ahead of him. But he's got a few negatives as well. He's a prima donna melter. He's a bit of an ego. He's not even that good. He's on huge money in terms of wages every single week, and the valuation's, high. So, crikey, it's a lot of money that you'd have to fork out to bring him in, not just for the transfer fee, but for wages also. Kingslayer says 30 million, 25 says Catalan, 40 says Kenny Not Found, 40 to 45 says Time Is Up. 200 million says Bello. Hey, what's going on, Secret Underdog the Gamer? 40 says Wazza, 35 million. 25 says John Allen. And you're absolutely right, FIFA Don. Jaden Sancho has player power. He doesn't have to agree a deal, as we've said earlier on in the afternoon show. He could quite happily sit around. Twiddling his thumbs, collecting hundreds of thousands of pounds a week from Manchester United Football Club. We are in a weak position when it comes to Jaden Sancho. He's contracted to the club for several years. We're paying him a fat lot of cash. He can make it difficult just like anybody at the football club who doesn't want to leave. Previously, it was Phil Jones for years taking the check. Now it's Harry Maguire. It could be Jaden Sancho also. So you're absolutely right. He's in a very strong position. He doesn't have to go anywhere. But like Rio has said there, he's got 2 options really. He could just stay around at Manchester United and sit around and fanny around and collect his cash. Or he could actually go somewhere and play football. Now, the Saudi League has its pluses, I suppose. It's big money over there. He'll probably stand out and be a star player and actually show why, there's some interest in him to begin with, because he's going to have fun over there in a farmers league. Whereas in the Premier League, he's been found out. I mean, I saw some stats earlier on Sky Sports. I don't have them for you right now. But his goals per minute is an assist per minute when he was over at Dortmund in the Bundesliga. Really, really good stats. Comes over to the Premier League, though. Shite. Bang average. Proper melter. This is it. He's just not really been cut out for the Premier League. For whatever reason, whether you think he's good or not, he's not actually done it, statistically speaking, for Manchester United ever, really. Very bang average results and performances from the guy since he's been here. He's shite, guys. He is overrated and overhyped. He's been here for 2 years. He's done very little, really. Very little. What's the matter with this guy? Buck your ideas up, sunshine. So anyway, he's been very poor. We're not going to miss that much if Jaden Sancho does go. If we could get 40 mil or somewhere in that region for the man, you know, it would be excellent, I think, for us to be able to reinvest and to get rid of a want-away player potentially, who at this moment has doubled down on this whole stance with Erik ten Hag and calling him out. So look, will there be an interest? Will there be an offer from a different club? Well, let's cover it. I mean, we've heard earlier that there will perhaps be some interest from Saudi Arabian clubs, and he is attracting interest from Saudi Arabia. This is what the MEN say. There's Saudi clubs that potentially have already bid. So we've heard that there could be an offer on the table already from a particular Saudi club. We haven't got the information which one. But apparently a Saudi club does table an offer to Jaden Sancho amid disagreement with Ten Hag. So maybe this is already being worked on right now. Would Jaden Sancho want to go to Saudi Arabia? This is what we have to sort of discuss, really, because there's a possibility he might just be prepared to sit around. Hey, thank you, Forza Roja. That's very nice, mate. What a nice comment. Get in there, mate. A Liverpool scammer, get out. Just kidding. Shadow Stoic, thanks for gifting out a membership on the channel, bro. Come on. Super Shadow Stoic there, man. Thank you so much, bro. He's gifted out a membership. Everyone, welcome in the new member, which is Dynamic Melon. And courtesy of Mr. Shadow Stoic. Thank you so much, Shadow Stoic. I appreciate you gifting out a membership on the channel there, mate. That's very, very nice. Guys, get some big love in there for Shadow Stoic. Come on, that's very nice, mate. Yeah, Shadow bringing that master ball, mate. Absolutely, man. He's going to catch a Mewtwo in the chat, mate. Get in there. Shadow Stoic, I appreciate you so much, Shadow. Everyone, get some love in there. And also, take a second to drop a thumbs up on this video if you haven't done so. It helps the channel out. It's free to smash the likes. Make sure you twat the thumbs up. We've got 294 legends in it and 99 likes on the stream. You what? Hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us. Gives us a boost up there on the algorithm. It's free and it helps. So that's all we ask is a cheeky little like spike. Drop a thumbs up, share us around, subscribe if new. Look at that, 74,120 subscribers now, guys. Come on. We're creeping up to the big 75. That is awesome. Thanks, everyone, for getting in here. Right, Shadow Stoic, you're a legend, lad. You're a legend. So, look, Saudi club tables offer to Jaden Sancho amid disagreement with Erik ten Hag. I'm going to ask the chat a question, a simple question right now. Do you think Sancho would actually want to go to Saudi Arabia? Yes or no? What do you reckon? Because he is on a winner at United, really. It's Premier League football. He's getting huge cash at the football club. I don't know if he'd be prepared to go to Saudi. I mean, if he goes to Saudi, he's going to play. If he stays at Man United now with what's happened and this rift that he's created with himself and Erik ten Hag, I believe he probably won't be playing much at all. He wasn't playing much before this, let alone after this. Kingslayer says no, he won't want to go. Bello says yes, he will want to go. No, says Wazza. Yes, he's a money horse, says Arctic Jacko. Maybe, yeah, maybe if he gets a good offer on the table, he might be going there for the cash. Saudi Arabian clubs do just chuck the money around at players, don't they? So it's possible they might even give him more than what he's on at Manchester United. You know, maybe they see an opportunity here to get a big name player who's got a big future, and they're prepared to chuck massive money at him. That's fair. Kenny Not Found says no, says Stagol, no. Yes, says Custom Spoozy will want to go. Nope, Saudi's still an exhibition lead. Sadly, it is. I mean, you've seen a few players go over there, right, to set themselves up financially, even in the prime of their career. I still see it as a retirement league, you know, kind of like the MLS or whatever. It's somewhere you might want to go to play your football towards the end of your career when you are not able to do it at the highest standard anymore and you're just looking for a payday, a la Karim Benzema, although he could still do it at the highest level, to be fair. Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe these are bad examples because these players would still walk into most teams, but you know what I mean, age-wise, they're mid to late 30s, both of them. But then you see players like Neymar Jr. Neymar going over there. I think he's only 31. You know, he's still got a lot to give in terms of global football in any league, really, but he chose to go for the money. Ruben Neves is another one. I think he was only 26, still could have gone and stayed in the Premier League, could have gone elsewhere, but decided to go and get that fat payday over in Saudi Arabia. So I wouldn't rule it out. It may well still be an exhibition league, but there are players who are going over there for the money. And if the relationship has deteriorated between Erik ten Hag and Jaden Sancho substantially, which it seems to have, then just maybe he would be open to it at this moment. Because like we said, like Rio said, he's got a couple of options, really. He can either stay and he can perhaps not play very much and maybe even just be benched for the entire season, or he can go and play in a lesser league. Those are his options, really. Unless, I suppose the third option is perhaps that him and Ten Hag sit down and they put this behind them, and they actually, move forward like men. But based on the fact that Sancho's doubled down and pinned his statement to the top of his social medias, and based on the fact that, well, you can't be criticising the manager publicly like that, and Ten Hag's an authoritarian figure who's, not probably going to take this lightly, I would say that it's very unlikely that those two can actually rekindle their relationship, if that's what you want to call it. I personally think that they will probably be very much, not favouring each other right now based on what's happened. Hey, we've got a new member, by the way, Callum Morris. Everyone, welcome aboard, Callum Morris. Thank you, Callum Morris, for becoming a member of the channel. I do appreciate that, my son. We've got a new member. Callum Morris just became a sponsor, man. Thank you, Callum. Get in there, my son. Enjoy your emojis. Enjoy your gratitude from myself. I appreciate you, Callum. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you want to be a member, there's a link in the description, or you could click the blue join button. You don't have to. We treat everyone the same around here, but you do get access to emojis. You do get your name in green. You do get a monthly highlighted member comment, and you get admiration from myself and the Bacon Brigade. Thank you so much, Callum Morris. That's awesome, lad. I appreciate you. Get in there, you beauty. Right, okay then. So, Sancho to Saudi. Will it happen? Will it not? Well, look, there's a little bit of another link as well. This has come out this evening, and again, take it with a pinch of salt, but there is a report that Bayern Munchen have entered the race to sign Jaden Sancho in January. Well, okay, that's the other option, isn't it? Is that Jaden Sancho just sits around for 3 months or so, 3 or 4 months, fannies around, 4 or 5 months actually, fannies around like a complete fanny, doesn't do anything, sits around festering away, gathering moss, and just fannies around until then, and then maybe we can sell him in January at a cut price to a European side. I guess that is the other option. If this relationship cannot be repaired at all between him and the manager, I guess if he's not prepared to go to Saudi Arabia, whose transfer window is still open, if he doesn't want to go play in a lesser league, we know he'll probably be up for playing in the Bundesliga. And there is an interest in him from various clubs, it seems, in Germany. You can't deny, in Germany, he was great. For Dortmund, he was great. You know why? Because it's a German bloody Bratwurst manufacturers league. That's why. It's a rubbish league. People go on about the Bundesliga. Yeah, there's one good team in the Bundesliga. The rest of them are pretty bang average. Leipzig and Dortmund and these teams are all right as well. But it is not a very strong league in terms of depth. And so, therefore, people like Jaden Sancho, if they're playing for one of the top teams, crikey, they can stand out and actually look not shite. Whereas you put him in a proper man's league, like the Premier League, where there's depth coming out your wazoo, and he's bang average. Clearly, he can't do it in the Premier League. His stats are pathetic compared to his stats over in the Bundesliga. So, it's a big difference doing it in... I love that, Kenny says, the Sunday Liga. I like that. I like that a lot. It is a little bit like that. The depth just isn't there. It's all right. It's a decent sort of a standard league. It's probably the 4th best league around. But that's not the best league, is it? It's not the Premier League. The Premier League has 6 or 7 teams challenging for the top spots. There's a lot of depth, a lot of money. You see how much, over 2 billion has been spent just in the summer transfer window in the Premier League. It tells you everything, really. It's the strongest league in the world. Sancho has never really flourished in this league. He's always underperformed. And over there, he's a Billy Big Bollocks. He's a big fish in a small pond over there at United. He's not even a little guppy, mate. He's rubbish. He's like a little goldfish or something. In the massive ocean that is the Premier League, he struggles. So yeah, there you go. I mean, exactly, Dimmy Maiden. Perhaps he's interested in Saudi because he can get good money. Perhaps that's the case. Bayern Munich in January. This is a speculative link, of course. Maybe Tuchel would be interested in bringing him in January. Maybe there'd be other teams that would be interested in bringing him in January. Unfortunately, I can't even believe we're having this conversation, to be fair, guys, about a player leaving the football club who we paid £73 million for just a couple of years ago, leaving in disgrace as well. I can't believe we're having another conversation about this. It's an absolute debacle, isn't it? These players need to wise up and man the fuck up. Like we said, there's so many walks of life where you have to eat a shit sandwich at work, and this guy's been openly, publicly criticised by his manager, but probably in order to get a reaction from him. Ten Hag using his managerial prowess here in the public eye to say and to highlight the issues that this player is facing. Maybe that he's not training particularly well, he's not giving it his all. Probably to give him a kick up the arse. But what does he receive in response? He receives a vomitous statement from the player criticising the manager and insinuating that he's a liar. You can't be having it. Ten Hag wouldn't have wanted to just chuck this guy away. I think he was trying to get the best out of Jaden Sancho by taking this stance publicly about Jaden. You could argue that Ten Hag's in the wrong. I mean, do you think Ten Hag was right or wrong to say that Jaden hadn't trained particularly well and that's why he wasn't picked in the team against Arsenal? Do you think he was right or wrong? Ten Hag I'm talking about here. I think he was right. If that's how he feels, if that's how he honestly feels about the situation, why the fuck not say so? If he's disappointed with how one of his players is trading, why not give him a kick up the arse publicly? It might be the catalyst that actually gets him to start knuckling down and performing well again, and playing hard and training hard and working hard. But unfortunately, I do think that Sancho's responded in about as ill fashion as he could have done. Oh, Sin Games has become a member of the Sausage Soldier. Thank you, Sausage Soldiers. Thank you so much, Sin Games, for re-upping your membership there, you Don. How are you doing tonight there, Sin Games? Oh, I still haven't updated this, mate. I'm an absolute calamity, dude. I still haven't updated it, but hey, get in there. How are you doing tonight there, Mr. Sin Games? Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Sausage Soldiers once again. You legend. I appreciate you, dude. Get in there, you handsome bastard. How are you tonight? Wrong, says John Valendimmer. He thinks he was wrong to call him out publicly. Wowcar thinks he was wrong. Wazza thinks that Ten Hag was right. So does Staygold. So does D. Right, yeah, that's it. I mean, if he's being a lazy twat, Matthew Smith, he should be called out upon it, if you ask me. Yeah, Cake says, I'll bloody openly criticise you, Piggy, if you don't say hello in a minute. What's going on there, Cake Cadet? How you doing? Oh, look at you. Oh, all attention on you, Cake Cadet. Oh, let's give you all the attention, mate. You're a big ego, Cake Cadet. You're the Jaden Sancho of this live chat, mate. Guess what? We're going to ship you off to Saudi Arabia at this rate, my son. Yeah? Bench says Garuda. Wright says Sanjay and United. Wright says Fernando and Chocolate Salty Balls as well. Okay, well, it's a little bit of division in the chat here, but I think most people do think that Ten Hag was probably right to do so. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about this sort of stuff publicly. Maybe you should be protecting your players. But if he feels like he really isn't putting in the work, why not call him out on it? Why not see what reaction you can get from him? Sadly, he has got a bad reaction from him, though. But there you go. That's more of an indicator of what the player's like, though, as towards anything else. Most players would have just said, what's the problem, boss? Knocked on his door the next day and talked about it. And then he would have probably told him, hey, look, you needed to kick up the arse, lad. Let's be having you. Prove me wrong. Get in the team. Work hard. Knuckle down. Do the business. Put in the legwork. Be professional. And then maybe Jaden Sancho would have been able to fight his way back into the team. He's actually missed a great opportunity here, I think. He's missed a great opportunity because, look, with what's going on with Antony at this moment, there's a chance at some point Antony may well be suspended. Right now, he's not. Right now, Manchester United are waiting for more information, of course, to come out and this investigation, if there is going to be one, to progress before they make a decision on sacking off Antony in any sort of capacity. But the opportunity might be there soon for Sancho to be like starting in the team because of what is happening with Antony. But he's basically just kicked himself in the ghoulies by doing this. He has. So Sancho probably won't be playing for United again this season, but if he is, then I think I don't know. I think perhaps it would actually make Erik Ten Hag kind of look a little bit weak if he just allows Jaden Sancho back into the side right now. Ten Hag can't be seen as weak. We can't be bending over to player power. You've got to do what's right, really, by the rest of the squad. You've got to set a tone, set an example of Jaden Sancho here. And you've got to make an example out of him, I think, now, by benching him at the very least for a significant amount of time until he grovels on his hands and knees in front of everybody, crawls across broken glass with his flies open, and kisses your feet. I think that's what you've got to do, really. If he's not prepared to do that, if he's not prepared to publicly apologise now or whatever, I don't see the way back for Jaden Sancho. So Ten Hag, he's had his authority questioned here, and that is not a good look for this football club. But anyway, so as we mentioned, Bayern Munich may well be interested in Jaden Sancho in January. Perhaps Dortmund would be as well. He was good at Dortmund. He had a home at Dortmund where he was scoring a lot of goals. There may well be an interest in him from Germany, is all I'm saying. So we'll talk about that closer to the time. The reality is that transfer window is shut. He's not going there anytime soon. The only way that he could leave, really, is if he does go to someone like Saudi Arabia right now, whose window's still open. Let's ask the chat then, guys. What do you see in the future for Jaden Sancho? Do you see the Bundesliga? Do you see a different league? Do you see the Saudi league? Or do you think maybe he can repair this relationship with Ten Hag and he stays at Manchester United? Get your thoughts and opinions in. We'd love to hear from you. Fully interactive channel, so do have your say. Get in there, Secret Underdog the Gamer. Thank you, bro. Yeah, get him out, Scott Problems. I'm with you there. Cake says, I'd melt in Saudi Arabia. Me can't stand hot climates. Well, it's because you're a cake lad. Cakes are pretty melty, aren't they, in hot temperatures? Absolutely. Sancho to PSG. Interesting, J United. They've chucked a lot of money around recently, though. Likely Bayern, says Jason Jackson. He leaves, says United. Yeah. His post is still up on Twitter. Exactly, Chloe Jenkins. His post is still up, and he's actually pinned it to the top of his wall, though. That's the crazy thing. He's doubled down on it. Turkey, third-tier league. Bayern, says Danny B. Stay at United, says Sing Games. Sits on his arse here. Retirement, hopefully, says Rasmus Roll. Bundesliga, says Secret Underdog. He's better than Antony, says Martin McGrath. It's debatable, man. It's debatable. He might have the abilities to be better than Antony. He's certainly, got more facets to his game than Antony. Like, he can play through the middle, he can play up top, he has got better qualities with both feet, you know. You could argue he's better than Antony in certain ways. But you know what? He's not more effective than Antony. We've seen a lot from Jaden Sancho over the last 2 years. He's been given a lot of chances. He's never really done it consistently for us. So I'm not so sure. I'd say he's in the same sort of boat as Antony, in that he's an inconsistent melter who really doesn't perform to the standard or the consistency that we expect. So I don't really see that, to be fair. He's probably just about the same. He's in a different way, but he's the same sort of quality, if you ask me. They're not elite players by any means. Just needs to sod off, says Sanjay. Tony says Spurs. Sell the twat to the highest bidder, says Cake. You can tell Sancho's mentality when he throws Ten Hag under the bus after he empathised with Sancho and sent him to Holland for 3 months. He's a petulant show pony. Well said, Disco Hobbit. Yeah, that's another thing. So Ten Hag was quite, willing to work with Jaden Sancho and allow him to get mentally right after a poor period where he wasn't performing and wasn't looking good. Ten Hag allowed him some leave time to go away and to get his head right in Holland. You're absolutely right. And he did go away and he did train and he did have psychological evaluations and help mentally and help physically and all the rest of it. Only to be spat on. Only for Ten Hag to be spat on by Jaden Sancho publicly here. So I agree with you. I think he has shown his true colours here. Get in there, indeed, of 793. Chloe Jenkins, thank you so much, Chloe Jenkins, for the £5 super chat. Get a sue in there for Chloe. Thank you for the super chat, Chloe. She comments, even Melter Southgate said he has the wrong attitude. Yeah, precisely. Southgate said he's a bit of a sulk. Southgate and his England coaches are understood to have found that he can be a bit of a negative influence within the dressing room for England. There's a reason why Jaden Sancho was in England's setup a couple of years back when he was doing the business over in the Bundesliga and doing the business for England at the time and getting selected in Southgate's side. There's a reason why it's gone from that to him not getting selected at all. Because his attitude's wrong, his performances are not up to standard, and maybe he's not a trier. So I think that does speak volumes, actually. Okay, you could argue there's just better players ahead of him, like Saka and stuff for England. But in all fairness, you'd still think that Jaden Sancho, with his qualities, with his abilities, could be a part of the squad. But he's fallen out of favour with Southgate in the England setup because probably his performances are just gash. He's inconsistent and he doesn't really deserve an England call-up right now. So I'm with you, Chloe. I think he probably has shown to the England manager that he has got the wrong attitude. That's a fair point. Get in there, Chloe Jenkins. Thank you for the super chat. Great stuff. Nice one, nice one. Very, very kind of you for sending that. Also, get in there, you legend. Yes. Nice one. Right, okay, so we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm actually just going to get into the live chat for a couple of minutes and we can talk about Sancho very quick before we move on to the next topic. As always, keep hitting the likes, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the show. Get your thoughts and opinions in about where he could go, what you think about Jaden Sancho right now. We're just going to cover it for a couple more minutes with the live chat before we move on to the next comment. Lilith says, I respect you so much, but Sancho is a shite player. I mean, the problem with Sancho, I think, he's actually a frustration because we know he's got the abilities. You don't do what you did in the Bundesliga, and you can go look at videos of Jaden Sancho tearing up the Bundesliga for Dortmund. He was a brilliant prospect. Unfortunately, I think he's just been given too much too soon, and he's obviously not got that elite mentality. He's not a worker. He's not somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo, who's first in the door, last out the door at training, prepared to really try that hard. I think he's a coaster. So he might have bags of ability and qualities and skills, but he's not got the mental game right. He's not a worker. And you do need to have both to reach the top levels and to put in consistent professional performances week to week. You have to be professional, and I don't think he is, unfortunately. Stoic says, imagine being paid $350,000 a week and complaining about your job on social media. Bonkers. You're so right. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? You are paid to get your head down and perform. If the manager wants to come out and call you a fucking prat publicly, you should just eat that shit sandwich and take that cash and get to work. That's what you should do. Yeah, that's true, Garuda. Sancho ticks every box except the effort. I think that's fair. Paul Liebenberg, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well, pal. Thank you for joining us, bud. Sancho to Love Island. Oh, he's going to give it the old Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart. Jaden Sancho. Jaden Sancho. He'll go to Germany in January for sure, says Leaked Wisdom. Dara says, why are you wasting your time on Sancho? I don't know, you know. I personally think United probably should just try and cut our losses on him now. We paid 73 million and he's on big money at United. I suppose that's why we're trying with him, or we tried with him. But now this has happened. Personally, don't think we really should be talking, wasting our time on Jaden Sancho anymore. We should just try and sell him off to whoever will have him. Whether it be Saudi Arabia, whether it be the Bundesliga in January, we should just try and sell him. He's been here for 2 years, and over 2 years now, and those 2 years have been mediocre at best. We had a lot of hope and a lot of hype about Jaden Sancho. Do you remember back in the day when we were talking on this channel and everyone was talking about Jaden Sancho to United for like a year? It took a long time for Man United to buy that guy. It wasn't just a simple transfer and we brought him in. He took a long time. We invested a lot in Jaden Sancho, not just in money-wise, but in terms of effort and in terms of time. Invested a lot in bringing Sancho to this football club, hoping that one day this guy's going to be the absolute tits. And unfortunately, mentally weak, like Daryl Antony says, and he's just coasted through things at the football club, and he has never really got to where we hoped he was going to be at this stage. He's still young. I guess he could still turn things around in his career, but I've seen enough. I have seen enough now, especially with this incident lately that's happened with Ten Hag and everything. I've seen enough. I think he's just got to go. Thank you, Sing Games, with a likes tally. Says we've got 159 likes. Awesome, guys. Keep dropping them up there. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get 200 on this stream. We should be talking about Champions League and top four, but Man United have gashed it up to stay gold. Well, it's early in the league. You know, we've got 6 points out of 12 so far. It is bang average. That form is just going to get us bloody mid-table guff. You can't be doing that. But at the same time, you know, it is very early in the season. Ivo says, Pig, you don't remove a player from the squad for having a stinker in training. Open your eyes to Erik Ten Hag's bullshit, says Ivo Bozic. That's not what we're removing him from the squad for, actually, Ivo Bozic. You're incorrect there, lad. What we've removed him from the squad for now, or what we're talking about removing him from the squad for, is for undermining the manager. It's for literally calling out the manager of the football team on social media publicly and insinuating he's a lying bastard. That is what Sancho's done, bro. Look, Ten Hag could drop this guy for a couple of games due to the fact that he's not training well, and that's what he did. It's Sancho who's taken it upon himself to come out and say that he's a boss trainer and that he deserves to be playing and he feels like he's been scapegoated. You know, that's on Sancho, Ivo Bozic. Yeah, maybe you can argue Ten Hag should have just been quiet on the matter and dealt with it internally, but he decided to talk about it publicly. The issue with Sancho is not the fact that he's, you know, being removed from the squad for having a stinker in training. It's the fact that he's now publicly questioned Ten Hag. That's why we've got to sack this guy off from the squad, because he's totally making a mockery of what Ten Hag's trying to do. Ten Hag's a disciplinarian. He's got to be the #1 authoritarian at Manchester United who demands a certain high standard from his squad. And if there's somebody there ruffling the feathers in training or ruffling the feathers within the squad and undermining the manager, you've got to come down on him like a ton of bricks. That's my humble opinion. You can't be doing it. Yeah, United says he said he had been scapegoated at Dortmund as well. He's full of it. That's true. That did happen. Yes, indeed. I know. Yep. Yeah, exactly. He thinks he's bigger than the club, says Freedom Journey. Well, Ivo Bozic, yes, but the thing is, that was for one game, mate. He didn't feature in that game for one game, bud, because of him training poorly. So I think you do that. Look, if you want to make an example of somebody within your squad, if somebody's not performing well, I think you've got to make an example of them by punishing them. You don't just select somebody even if they're crap in training. You've got to work hard for it. I think that's why Antony was getting in there ahead of him. It's not like Antony performed brilliantly well either this season, but you cannot dispute Antony's effort levels. When Antony's on the pitch, he's running around like a headless chicken at times, but he's putting in the work. He's tracking back, he's getting stuck in, he's working hard for the team. You know, and that is something that you can't really say ever about Jaden Sancho. Jaden Sancho looks like a lazy player on the pitch, and I wouldn't be surprised that he looks like a lazy player in training either. Yep, he's full of self-importance. Can't believe we're even talking about him. Sadly, it is true, isn't it? You're right. Why would Ten Hag lie? Exactly, Batman. I really don't think he would lie. I mean, maybe Sancho just disagrees with him. That's obviously Ten Hag's opinion. If Sancho thinks he's working really 100% hard in training, I guess he's entitled to defend himself. But I really don't think that Ten Hag would lie. You know, I feel like that is Ten Hag's genuine opinion, and he's trying to get a positive response from Jaden Sancho by talking about it. Yeah, exactly. Hey there, what's going on, Carl Smith? Thank you for getting in here. I appreciate you. Yeah, exactly, Smithy. What happened to playing for your position? Precisely. You shouldn't just be getting selected in a team because you're on big money or you're a big ego or you're a big name and you expect to be playing. You should be getting selected based on your performances. And performances in training count just as much, or maybe not as much, but they count a lot for performances on the pitch. Fair enough if Jaden Sancho's going out there and he's trading bang average, but he's going out there on match day and he's putting in world-class, stunning, match-winning performances and scoring and creating loads of goals. Then you can cut in some slack in training, maybe. Not everyone's going to be 100% full tilt in training like they are in the games. If they do it on the big day, if they're a big game player and they do it in the matches, that's the most important thing. But you do want them to be professional in training throughout every single session. You're trying to get the most from them, and that often will translate over onto the actual pitch for the match as well. Of course it will. If you're a full-blooded professional trainer giving it your all, you're probably going to see fruits from your labor in the games. But unfortunately, if you're not doing it in the matches when it comes down to it, which he hasn't been, you can't expect to be getting selected, especially if you're not doing it in training. So I don't think Sancho's got a leg to stand on here really with this. Yep, Kieran says, you think Sancho's a bit of an attention seeker based on his 70 million move, and now Antony, who's come for more than him, is getting picked over him and is craving some sort of attention? Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what it is. Sancho is butthurt at the moment that Ten Hag is selecting Antony over him in the side, especially if he feels like Antony's not even playing that well. I get that it might be a little bit frustrating, but you've got to go about it the right way. The right way to go about it would be to maybe knock on the manager's door, have a chat, and if you're not happy with what the manager said then, knuckle down, work hard, and make his mind up for him. Perform better than Antony. Play better than Antony, and you will get selected. Ten Hag's not a monster. He's not just going to select this guy over Sancho if he really truly thinks that the best thing for the team would be for Sancho to come in there. He's selected Antony because he feels like that is the best route to victory. Rightly or wrongly, that's clearly what Ten Hag thinks. Yeah, I guess Ten Hag signed this guy and he worked with him at Ajax, so maybe there's a pressure on Ten Hag to play Antony. But at the same time, he's not just going to do what's terrible for the team, I don't think. I think Sancho is just in cloud cuckoo land, really. He's got too much ideas about his station when he thinks he's a Billy Big Bollocks. Thank you, Dara Azizi. He says, I love your streams even though I'm a Liverpool fan, Piggy. Get out. I'm just joking, bro. Thank you so much for that, mate. We got a fucking Scalcieri in here, who's giving some positive vibes, mate. That's fucking awesome, bro. Thank you so much for getting in here, mate. I hope you had a great evening, mate, round your nans, having some scran, No, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for getting in here. That's awesome, lad. Sancho's unprofessional. Yeah, I think he is. Smash a 1 in the chat if you think Sancho's unprofessional. Just look at him. Just look at him after pre-season, guys, or after the summer transfer window. Not the summer transfer window, the summer break. Look at him after holiday, guys. He's coming back with a little bit of timber on him, man. He's not in full shape. You look at Rashford doing these camps and stuff, coming back like a fucking fit butcher's dog. Look at this guy coming back with some extra meat on the street. Come back looking like fucking Harvey Price up in that fucking pre-season, setup. Guy's a meaty individual after the summer. He's been out there boozing, been out there eating dinners. Left, right and centre, this guy. Not professional, man. Okay, I get it. These guys work all season long and they should be, they should be trying to, have some fun, I suppose. Let off some steam. Crikey, there's letting off some steam, and then there's steaming fucking Frey Bentos pies all summer long, which is what I feel like Jaden Sancho did. Overindulging the guy too much this summer. Come back with too much meat on him. Even Luke Shaw this summer stayed in shape. Crikey, when you're getting outworked by Luke Shaw in the summer holidays, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Luke Shaw comes in with a 6-pack. Jaden Sancho comes in with a 6-pack of pies. There's a fucking difference there. Where's the mentality? Where's the elite mentality? Where's the professionalism? Do you see Cristiano Ronaldo putting on 2 stone over the summer? No, you do not. He's always in shape. That's the difference between an elite mentality player and just a coaster. Yeah, that's right. Jaden Sancho, hang your head in shame, lad. And I'm not fat shaming. I'm a tubby individual too. But guess what? I don't get paid £350,000 a week to be a professional athlete. If I did, in the off-season, I'd take a little bit of care of myself, you know what I'm saying? Of course I would. I'd take care of myself, guys, for £350k a week. Fuck yeah. I'd be ready and raring to go on the first day of the season, fit as a fiddle, if I was getting paid that much of cash. Yes, I would. So, there's no excuses for Jaden Sancho here to be coming back that out of shape. And then it takes time for him to get into shape as well for the season. Probably that's why he's not having a good start to the season, because he's got a massive hangover. Belly got him in the summer. Belly's going to get you. And Belly got him in the summer. You know what I'm saying? This guy. You're in better shape, says Ollie Khan. £147 makes Sancho look like the pie man. Jaden Bentos has got problems. Oh, who doesn't like a pie, Daryl Antony? Who doesn't like a beer, mate? Who doesn't like to have a nice binge? Look, it was my birthday the other day. I put on like fucking £6 in one day, mate, just from eating myself into a stupor. It's nice to do. But at some point, especially if you're a professional athlete, you got to take yourself in check, don't you? Yeah. No, I'm not £147, Random Lewis. I'm about 215 at the moment, actually. I was like 208 at my lightest, but I'm about 215 now. And actually, when I was a right fat bastard last summer, because I've lost, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I lost 110 pounds over the last like year or so. I used to be 320 odd pounds, guys, last summer. I was a right mess. You know, and so I know what it's like. It's hard maybe to get yourself in shape and stuff, but he's a professional athlete, for Pete's sake. Look at Jack Grealish all summer drinking, yet he's still in shape, says Rasmus Roll. Hey, fair play, you know, Jack Grealish is a bit of an anomaly. Jack Grealish is an absolute mess. You know, Jack Grealish, though, he's, you know, but he can get away with it. He's going out there partying, going on 48-hour benders. For some reason, that guy can get away with it, doesn't he? He's still in shape, though. Maybe he's getting up the next day and fucking going for a 10k run and getting rid of it, mate. You don't know. Did you stop eating pies, pig? I did. Freedom journey for a significant amount of time. Yeah, but the pie's going to get you in the end. They're too nice. Thank you there, Marky Wallace. I appreciate you. Sancho's still better than Martial. He could be a backup to Højlund. Okay, Fries. I hear you, Fries. Sancho's still better than Martial. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But that's kind of like saying that it's better to have a poo on a porcelain toilet than it is in the hole in a forest. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're right. But, you know, it's like, you know, Martial's no example to set either. Martial's an injury-prone gash merchant. Let's face it, he's crap as well. So, you know, if you're better than Tony Martial, that doesn't impress me much. You know what I'm saying? Please bring back Greenwood, says Alec. Oh, no. Electric 92. Okay, well, that might happen. You might get your wish one day, mate, but I don't think we should be doing that as of right now anyway. Okay, right, guys. The old poo in the forest analogy. I don't know where that came from. Right, anyway, guys, okay, look, thank you for your passionate say in the live chat. As always, you're a bunch of legends. We're just going to move on with a little bit of extra news now about other stuff. We can get back on the Sancho stuff. It's a popular topic tonight because it's triggered a lot of people because this guy's on huge money and he's not acting professional, and it is a disgrace. And there's a potential for him to leave, maybe to Saudi, maybe to Bundesliga in January. Who knows? It's a big topic, but we're going to shelve it for the time being. We're going to move on. Let's talk about Antony. Antony dos Santos, unfortunately. Obviously, Man United releasing a statement earlier on today, just basically saying that they're not really going to comment too much on it at this moment in time and let the investigations play out. So this is what it said. It said, Man United acknowledges the allegations made against Antony and notes that the police are conducting inquiries. Pending further investigation, the club will be making no further comments. As a club, we are taking this matter seriously with consideration of the impact of these allegations and subsequent... what does that say? Reporting will have on survivors of abuse. Sorry, there was something over it on my end. So, yeah. There you go. Man United keeping their cards close to the chest at the moment. I personally think maybe they've done the right thing because there is a little thing called innocent until proven guilty, and there is no public evidence that's made the light of day, such as the Greenwood case. So maybe right now it's best off that we just stick to our guns and wait for more info to come out. There is actually some reports coming out, though, and I find them to be kind of, they're probably bollocks, but there's some allegations being bandied around to Manchester United that maybe we try to cover this whole situation up with this hotel incident and stuff. So look, Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail reporting that now Antony's accuser claims that Man United tried to cover up alleged attack. Players ex Gabriella Cavallin says that the club wanted to stop the hotel assault coming to the light of day. And United say any suggestion of a cover-up is categorically false. So when asked to comment on this matter, the club have said that it's categorically false, that they were not trying to cover up any sort of stuff like that. So there has been an alleged accusation made of United that they were helping cover up one of Antony's alleged domestic abuse attacks. Fucking hell. What is going on here, guys, at this football club? It is literally like a fucking soap opera, and a gash one at that. Every single bloody day. Are Man United covering this up? Bloody hell, I hope not. But we've categorically denied it anyway, look. So, Look, this is what the club has said, basically. We've got a quote here, anyway, from Chris Wheeler via the DM, who's obviously contacted Manchester United for comment. And Manchester United has been quoted as saying, any suggestion that the club covered up these allegations is categorically false. Categorically false. So Man United denying any claims here that they potentially tried to cover up anything in regards to this. I don't think we would be doing that. Come on. I mean, I know it's a bad time right now for it to happen on the back of this Mason Greenwood situation. Of course, it's a bad time for it to happen. But I don't expect Manchester United would be covering up something so important and negative. You know, just because it's negative. If your player commits an atrocity or, you know, potentially has committed an atrocity, you got to take it very seriously. You know, I don't think Manchester United would do that, to be honest, anyway. But we'll see. Obviously, you know, this is from the Daily Mail, but there are direct quotes here to say that Man United's statement on this is that any suggestion that the club covered up these allegations is categorically false. So it does seem like they've contacted the football club in regards to this allegation that they have tried to cover it up, and they've got a response. So just thought I'd bring it up. We've obviously got high-profile people coming out and suggesting that it should be taken more seriously, and that potentially the policy of Manchester United needs to change in regards to allegations against their players for domestic abuse. Like a Women's Aid and a lot of different domestic abuse charities very much want Man United to have a policy in place where they potentially suspend players if allegations come out about a particular player in this particular field of alleged crime. That is what the case is for lots of domestic abuse charities. But I mean, I kind of look at it both ways, that Manchester United and the player need to also be safeguarded to a degree. And until you know more, until you do know that there's grounds for these allegations, I personally believe that perhaps they've done the right thing. They've basically decided not to really get involved with it until they know more. Once the investigation takes place to a further degree over in Brazil or even in Manchester, and it seems like there may be some sort of grounds for these allegations, I guess, okay, that's the time to suspend the player. But to suspend a person who might well be innocent, I think is a little bit much. Somebody said it earlier on. They said, what if somebody just alleged something to you, Joe, who is what is absolutely bollocks, and you're not allowed to do YouTube for a while? To be fair, it would actually be even gasher for that, for me in that instance, because if you don't work on YouTube, you don't get paid. Whereas these guys, they would get suspended with pay. So it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. And like if you're a teacher or a policeman or whatever, and these allegations come up against you, you get suspended with pay. For me, it's a bit different. But in that instance, you know, these players, I don't know. I think you've kind of got to just allow them to carry on until there is a strong basis for them being potentially guilty. It could have a really dramatic effect on somebody's mental and personal well-being if they are 100% innocent and somebody's just accused them of something that's not true. So I'm looking at it but from both angles here. You've got to, of course, be very respectful and sensitive to potential domestic abuse victims. Of course you do. At the same time, you know, Antony's a human being too, or footballers are human beings too. And if you have your livelihood stopped or taken away from you because of a false allegation, I mean, that can be very damaging to somebody. Very damaging. Not only just for their mental health, but also their reputation is being tarnished by this. If the club's suspending them, even if it's not true. So I don't necessarily share this same view that, say, Women's Aid share, that maybe Man United and other football clubs should be putting in these policies to suspend players just on the back of an allegation. I think they should absolutely be suspending players and taking serious action against players if it's true. But until we find out more, until we know that it is 100%, I think it can be very damaging to a person. So I don't know, guys. That it's a very it's a very tough topic to discuss, to be fair. I don't think there is a 100% correct way of dealing with this, to be fair, because either one way you're potentially harming a person who might have not done anything, and then the other way you're potentially harming domestic abuse victims, or maybe undermining the severity of domestic abuse. So it's very much not, it's not a black and white situation, this, unfortunately. Fair one. Flip says Rachel Riley's perfectly within her rights to tell her club to grow a frigging pair on these issues. Well, she's just a person with an opinion. You don't have to agree with her, but she's fully entitled to voice her opinion. So, you know, yeah, Martin's sick of hearing from Rachel Riley. Fair enough. That's it. So, Yeah, Martin says, this is not platform for this pig. Let's be serious, as Martin McGrath. You mean this platform with Flying Pig United? This is exactly the platform for this, mate. Because this is a Manchester United fan channel, and this is a player of our team, of our club that we paid £85 million for, who's being accused of domestic abuse, lad. And Manchester United are going to have to act on it at some point, and they've released a statement today. This is exactly the platform to discuss this on, my son. You know, I mean, we're not going to make any breakthroughs in regards to policy or anything here, but certainly this is going to have a big knock-on effect with Manchester United if this guy is to be suspended, especially if it's wrongfully. So this is an important topic that has to be discussed, sadly. I mean, it's not a topic we like talking about. I certainly do not want to talk about this, especially after this whole Greenwood stuff. But this literally could directly affect Manchester United. We could go, in 2 weeks' time, for instance, from having Antony and Sancho available on the right wing to having just Pellistri. And I think Pellistri deserves a chance. Smash a one if you just say, give it Pellistri at the moment. Definitely, he should come in there ahead of Antony and Sancho based on form anyway, if you ask me. Nothing to do with any of this. But at the same time, this is going to really impact Man United if he is suspended. Of course it is. This is a big money player. Super chat. Zamiasi, thanks for your super chat here, bro. Appreciate you. Matthew says, I think you should get Rachel on the channel. Well, I'd like to. Zamiasi says, Saka nominated for Ballon d'Or for Piggy. Yeah, hey, Zamiasi, welcome in the stream, bro. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for derailing our topic there, mate. We're talking about Antony, mate. We're not talking about Arsenal scummers, lad. I'll come back to that in a little bit, Zamiasi, lad, when we're ready to segue into that Ballon d'Or guff. All right, pal? Nice one. Zamiasi, how you doing tonight? Thank you for getting in here. Appreciate you. Yeah, exactly. Clint says, you all want your opinion, let Rachel have hers. I completely agree. She's entitled to her opinion. And actually, look, that backlash that was received from the fan base, I think, about Greenwood, Rachel Riley's opinion when she tweeted about it, saying that she could no longer be a United fan if Greenwood represents the club, I think that actually held quite a bit of weight with maybe some of the higher-ups at Manchester United, because she is a well-liked figure within the Manchester United fan base, right? And she's a public figure and she's having her say. And when people like that come out and voice their opinion on such a matter, it means something. It's not the sole decision, of course, why Manchester United got rid of Greenwood. But if people like that weren't coming out and talking about it publicly, then maybe he would still be here. And I actually think, based on what happened with Mason Greenwood, it's just an opinions game here, but based on what happened with Greenwood with his audio and everything, I feel like we made the right decision to sack off that guy. He seems like an absolute dirtbag. But there you go. You may disagree with that. You may disagree with that. Scott Problems, thank you very much for getting in here with 200 likes. We're nearly at 200 likes. Get in. Keep smashing the likes if you're joining the stream, guys. Hit the subscribe. Also, we're on here daily with the United news in the afternoon and the evening, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. Oh, yes. Drop a subscribe and smash the like button. You know it makes sense. Thank you so much. Right then. Also, give us a retweet. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. We will shout everyone out in a little bit at the end of the stream once we finish discussing all the news for everyone that shares the show. It does help the channel out. Nice one. Get in there, Ryan. Anyway, so look, obviously, it's not an easy topic to discuss, but so far, Manchester United have basically resisted punishing or suspending, I should say is the right word really, Antony for this situation. So at the moment, James Ducker via the Telegraph says that Man United have so far resisted calls from domestic abuse charities to suspend Antony. So domestic abuse charities like Women's Aid putting a bit of pressure on Manchester United, releasing statements saying that United and other football clubs should have a policy in place basically to suspend players when they've got these allegations against them. Because it can be harming and detrimental to domestic abuse victims and making light of domestic abuse, which I don't think anybody wants to do. No, Manchester United don't want to make light of domestic abuse victims or domestic abuse in general. Of course we don't. But at the same time, he is a player that plays for us, and you kind of got to safeguard your player as well until more information comes out. And I don't think United would necessarily be taking this stance if they knew a lot more about the matter. But so far, their player has been alleged of something, and he's publicly said that he's going to defend himself and that he's innocent and he's got the evidence to prove he's innocent. Until we find out otherwise, I suggest maybe United do what they are doing at the moment. But then again, look, you look at what the Brazilian FA have done, or the Brazilian Federation. The Brazilian Federation have actually dropped him from the side. So that is... It's interesting. Maybe you could argue that Man United should do the same. Do you think Man United should drop Antony based on the fact that the Brazilian Federation have dropped Antony? Smash a 1 if you think that we should. Smash a 2 if you don't think that we should. Chloe Jenkins says, Zayn, so have 29 others, exactly. There's Ballon d'Or nominations. Yeah, it's not like Bukayo Saka's actually going to win the Ballon d'Or, is it, Chloe? I know he's been nominated. Well done. Zamiasi, thank you for getting in with another super chat. Says, Batman Knight fan, Arsenal played football like the Dark Knight, Keaton style. Your team played like the Joker from the 60s show, says Zamiasi. Zamiasi, that's a little bit harsh. To be fair, that Joker from the 60s show's a fucking legend, bro. What are we talking about? He's an absolute icon. You know what I'm saying? I would actually go a bit further than that, Zamiasi. I think you're wrong. I don't think that Arsenal played football like the Dark Knight Keaton style, because Michael Keaton's known to be like the best Batman, really. I think probably Keaton's right up there as one of the best Batmans ever, right? Whereas Arsenal, they're definitely not the best, mate. Arsenal are a bunch of melters. Look how they bottled the league last season, mate. If anything, you're like George Clooney as Batman or something in that Gash 1. Or maybe like even Arnie Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. You know what I'm saying? Proper melter. In fact, now I think about it, you are Chris O'Donnell in Batman and Robin, mate, playing Robin, mate. You're a fucking backup melter. You're just a fucking secondary melter, mate. You're not even the Big Daddy Cheese. You're fucking Robin. You're that Chris O'Donnell guy, whatever the fuck his name was, mate. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing, mate, in the fucking Batman universe. Do you understand? You're nothing, bud. Yeah? That's right. Thank you for getting in here, Sammy. What an insult to Scott Problems. Oh, goodness me. AK Cadet, be nice, mate. Oh, I'm going to have to time you out for 5 minutes there. Don't speak to people like that. You get sacked off, mate, as a moderator. You can't tell people to F off, mate, as a mod. What are you doing, Cake? What are you doing, Cake Cadet, lad? 5 minutes in the cooler for you. Right. So, anyway. Arsenal equals Clooney's Batman. So true, isn't it? It's so true. That's where they're up there with. That's basically it. They are rubbish. Anyway, right, okay. Zayn is Nicole Kidman's Catwoman. Right, guys, anyway, right, I'm going to move on with the rest of the news now, guys, okay? It's frustrating. So McTominay apparently is of interest to Thomas Tuchel and maybe other clubs in January as well. So likely to be available again in January. We're not going to dwell too much on that, but Scotty was apparently wanted by Tuchel in the summer. It didn't materialise. Maybe Scott McTominay could be going in January. He's not going to play much between now and then. He's another player that's been linked with a move away. Also, look, Eric Bailly has completed his move to Besiktas. This is more news. Here he is here, pictured, signing for Besiktas. Nice one. Eric Bailly formally completed his move to Besiktas today. Permanent move from Man United. 1-year contract until June 2024. Get in there, my son. Lovely stuff. So Bailly's out of the side. Zamiasi with another super chat. He says, which Batman would Maguire play? Which Batman would Maguire play? Well, I don't think Maguire would play Batman. Batman is like the Caped Crusader. Batman is a hero. Batman is a vigilante hero. You know, he's not some absolute melter. Slabby Maguire would have to play like a bad guy. He'd have to play like Bane or someone. He'd have to play some big slab. You know, maybe, I don't know, the Riddler or something, because it's like kind of unknown as to why he gets selected in Manchester United's team. It's a big question mark. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big slab twat? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying he's the Riddler, but we change his name from the Riddler to the Piddler because he plays like piss. That's why. So I'm going to say he's the Riddler, mate. He's not Batman. He can't be a Batman. He's not Val Kilmer. He's not George Clooney. He's not Christian Bale. You know, he's definitely not Michael Keaton. He is no Caped Crusader, mate. No, he is not at all. He's just a big slab of a man. He's the Riddler or the Piddler or something. He's the Piddler on the roof. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I'd say about Slabby Maguire. Don't even mention Slabby Maguire in the same sentence as Batman. Slab man. To be fair, he could be his own superhero. That's true. He could literally, I don't know. I've talked about this before, actually, years ago, but Slabby Maguire could be a superhero. He'd be the worst superhero known to man. But just imagine the Slab or Slab Man. You know, he's just like, I don't know, he's got this Easter Island head that he transforms into. He goes into a phone booth, and then he comes out, and it's just this big walking Easter Island statue who's indestructible. And he just goes and sticks the old Glasgow kiss on people and beats them. And then fundamentally, though, you know, if you've got his girlfriend's falling out the top roof of a fucking building, he's not going to get there and save her, is he? He's too fucking slow. So basically every episode ends in absolute calamity where the person he's trying to save just dies. That's basically the Slabby Maguire show, you know? He's not able to get there in time. So he's just like, every episode ends like this. No! And it's just Slabby Maguire, a big statue there crying in the rain. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens there. He's not a superhero. Super Zero, maybe. Right, by the way, Zamiasi mentioned the Ballon d'Or and Saka being nominated for it. Do you know who wasn't nominated for it? Rashford. Rashford wasn't nominated for it. You what? Ballon d'Or scum? Are you taking a piss? Rashford, 30 goals in all competitions last season, doing fucking Billy Bits. Not nominated for the list. I mean, I'm not expecting him to win it, of course not. But you know what? It just makes a mockery when Rashford's not even getting mentioned. Fuck the Ballon d'Or process. Fuck the Ballon d'Or. I've talked about this many times, guys. The Ballon d'Or doesn't mean jack shit. They should call it the Ballon d'Or. Because they're a bunch of bellends, mate, over there. They just select who they want. They select their mates' jobs for the boyos. Oh, Lionel Messi. Oh, we love Lionel Messi. He's a marketing dream. Oh, let's give Lionel Messi 3 Ballon d'Ors he doesn't fucking deserve. You know, let's just do what we want in regards to Ballon d'Ors. It's a shambles. It's a shambles. The Ballon d'Or's a joke. Who cares about the Ballon d'Or, mate? It's a joke. It's a joke of an award. It's an absolute joke. I can't believe it. So, you know, in that case, it just doesn't really... It just doesn't really hold any sort of weight with me at all. But Rashford not nominated for it, I think that's a shambles. Yes or no, guys? Should Marcus Rashford been nominated for the Ballon d'Or list this year? I'm not suggesting that he should win it. No, he's nowhere near, really, if we're being honest. But should he have been nominated? Should he be on that 30-man list? Yes or no? Get your thoughts and opinions in there. Daryl and Berber say no. Well, Berber's always going to say no. Dell says no. Ryo says yes. So hang on, if Saka's getting on the list, how's Rashford not getting on the list? That's all I'm saying. Look at the statistics. Batman says yes. Yes, at least nominated, says Larry. Yes, Stephen, without question, says Matthew. Yes. He's more deserving than Saka. That's what I'm saying, Ryan. Exactly. When you look at statistically what's happened, he's more deserving than Saka. No, says Josh and Flip. No, says Mark Eastwood. No, says Walter. Berber says 17 Premier League goals doesn't impress me. Well, it bloody well should, Berber. It's not just 17 league goals, it's 13 in other competitions as well. 17 Premier League goals for a winger should impress you, lad. I know he played up top there sometimes, but that should impress you, Berber, lad. You're asking for a little bit too much from Rashford there if you don't think 17 league goals is good. It's only 38 fixtures throughout the season, lad, and he didn't play in them all. 17 league goals is a decent return, a very good return. Come on. No, says Danny. Yes, says Edge Music. Precisely, says Ryo. No, says Superfly Guy. Well, quite a lot of people don't think he was good enough to receive a nomination here, but I do. All I'm saying is, if Bukayo Saka's getting nominated, then Rashford should have been nominated as well. Onana is on there, absolutely, based on his season last year for Inter, not for us. But he is on there, you're absolutely right. Saka overrated. Saka shouldn't be there either, says Ivo. It's not wank, Berber, it's not wank. It's a bloody good return. 17 goals for somebody who's not even a striker. Or not, an out-and-out number 9. I think it's a bloody good season that you had last season. Come on, you're being harsh there, lad. Not great for his ability, says James. Yes, says Chloe. Anyway, look. It's obviously pretty split down the middle here whether or not you think Rashford should have been nominated. The point I'm making is if Bukayo Saka is nominated, then so should Marcus Rashford. So I find that a little bit harsh that he was left out. I still think he had a cracking season last year, and he should have at least received a nomination. I mean, what do United players have to do to get in there? Berber says, Darren Bent scored 24 for Sunderland in the Prem. Did he get nominated? I mean, good point, but he is playing for Sunderland, though. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, that season Darren Bent had, he was fucking immense. Darren Bent was class back then, lad. Great player at that time. Fair point, though. Fair point. Scott promises Saka shouldn't have got it. But again, he was a striker. He was a fucking striker, lad. Out-and-out striker. That's harsh. That's harsh on Rashford. Zamiasi says, Pig, was that your biggest meltdown ever on Sunday? Why was it bigger than the 7-0 loss against Liverpool? Classic Meltdown should be nominated for Ballon d'Or for meltdowns. Zamiasi, to be honest, it definitely wasn't my biggest meltdown, mate. No. I mean, I was trying to stay pretty chilled out. I guess it was very frustrating how it happened because we should have won the fucking game. Garnacho was onside and that was ruled off, mate, due to shitty VAR guff. It was ruled off, and then you got the other end and score. Injustice. That's what pissed me off so much. But no, that wasn't even close to the biggest meltdown I've had on this, mate. I don't think it was bigger than the Liverpool meltdown. That was a bigger meltdown. To be fair, Zane, I've got issues, mate. I've got chest problems. I've got a CT scan in the middle of September coming up next week. You know, I'm trying to remain calm during these watch-alongs, believe it or not, pal. And that game, it did trigger me, but no, that definitely was not the biggest meltdown. Okay, I did smash a chair, but it definitely wasn't the biggest meltdown, mate. Definitely not. So, you know, I think you're a bit wrong there, pal, to be honest. But Zane, thank you very much for getting in here. Roy says you should be nominated for the Ballon d'Or of meltdowns. Fucking hell, Zane. That's uncalled for, lad. I love Handle says even Howie Webb said Garnacho was offside. Garnacho was bloody onside, guys. Was he onside or offside? Get a vote in the chat, guys. He was onside, guys. What's everyone's problem here? Oh. Good night there, K Cadet. You stay classy. Yes, you stay classy, K Cadet. You won't be missed, mate. You won't be missed with that attitude. You're the Jaden Sancho of the live chat, my son. Think you're being scapegoated out here. It ain't all about you, K Cadet lad, okay? It's not all about you, son. By the way, next time you want to go to bed, next time you want to criticise people in the live chat having their say and super chatting in here, why don't you just leave without announcing it, mate? You know what I'm saying, K Cadet, mate? We don't need an announcement every time you're fucking leaving the stream, bud. You know what I'm saying? Your blue spanner's in jeopardy, mate. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get sacked off to Saudi at this stage, mate. Tell you that. Man the fuck up, bro. Nobody gives a shit, bro. You know what I mean? Goodness me. Oh, Get Beam says, Pig, I know you don't know when we're going to get sold, but if you had to guess, when do you think it will happen? I'd say that, I don't know, 6 months from now, with the next 6 months, I hope. Possibly the end of this season. I don't see it happen anytime soon. We do know that the club is going through a process of, you know, negotiations and stuff. We haven't heard from Sir Jim. We haven't heard from Sheikh Jassim and their camps, etc., to suggest that this sale is off. It's not off. It's still going, but we haven't heard it yet, to be fair. MUFC Realist, what's happening there, bro? Says, let's face it, Qatar World Cup was rigged for Messi, so don't expect anyone to win the Ballon d'Or for the next 20 years. Exactly. Precisely. It did seem a little bit like that, didn't it, with that World Cup for Messi? I couldn't agree more. I mean, he was very good in the World Cup, but it did seem a little bit like that. Absolument. And also, like in the past, to say that Messi hasn't been handed some favourable Ballon d'Ors is a joke. I still think he should have 3 less than he's actually got. There was one year in 2010 when Iniesta won the bloody World Cup with Spain and was fantastic for Barca, and when Wesley Sneijder did the treble with Inter and also got to the final of the World Cup in South Africa, where one of those guys should have won it instead. There was also another year where Ronaldo, I think, got stitched up. There was another year where Lewandowski got stitched up. I honestly feel like Messi should have like 4 Ballon d'Ors, you know, not 7 or whatever he's got. They stitched him up. Yeah, Van Gaal said it the other day. He actually called it. He said rigged for Argentina. So I agree with you, MVFC Realist. I think they did maybe favour Argentina in that World Cup. Yeah, World Cup rigged, never, says Flip. Yeah, precisely. They just wanted that fairy tale ending for their mate, didn't they? That's what it was. Maybe, anyway. Who knows? Who knows? Chloe says, boo-hoo, let's all cry. All right, fair enough. Anyway, okay then. So, yeah. Scoring 100 goals in a calendar year is bad. Get real people. Oh, no, Messi, look, I said this many times. It wasn't 100, by the way. Wasn't it like 93 or something? But Stay Gold, I still think that's potentially the best individual year you'll ever see from any player ever. That year that Messi did that was insane. Come on, that's the best individual year ever from anyone. It's probably never going to be matched again. You look at Haaland's goal scoring rate, he's not anywhere near that. You know, Messi's year that year was fucking unbelievable. But I still don't think he should have won a few Ballon d'Ors. We're not talking about the individual years where he was amazing here. He deserves 4 Ballon d'Ors, if you ask me. Absolutely. He's the greatest player of all time, along with people like Ronaldo and Pele and shit like that. He's obviously immense, but we're just saying that he has been favoured over the years from FIFA and the Ballon d'Or nominations and shit like that. Zamiashi says, Barca team with Xavi, Iniesta, best midfield ever. Hard to dispute, really. It's hard to dispute. But there's been some pretty exceptional ones. AC Milan, Manchester United have had a couple of amazing ones, you know, with Giggs, Scholes, Beckham and Keane and people like that. That's obviously right up there. But it's hard to dispute that Barca's team with Xavi, Iniesta, it's hard to dispute, to be fair. That was a sensational period of time for them. Yeah, they were an amazing midfield, amazing team. It's true. Haaland should be on the Ballon d'Or, says Gattuso. Told you the Glazers would never show us just poisonous nut. Sadly, it might not be happening. Ivo says FIFA rigging World Cup. People are dreaming. Dude, I mean, they're a corrupt entity, no doubt about it. They're probably one of the most corrupt organisations going out there. So it wouldn't surprise me. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Fred and McTominay, Barca 2011. Yeah, that's a great shout, Batman. Beck, Scholes, Keenan Giggs is right up there, definitely. Yeah, exactly there. Chris Barker says everyone knows FIFA are a straight up bunch. Right, let's move on with another little bit of news we got, guys. So Andre Onana, you know, obviously we heard that he's being recalled up to Cameroon and that he's maybe squashed these issues that he's had with Rigobert Song, but there is a report from Rob Dawson from the ESPN that says that Andre Onana has only committed to returning to the Cameroon setup for one game, and there will be further talks if they qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations. So he may well be still leaving Manchester United for up to 5 weeks in Jan for the Africa Cup of Nations. Let's hope that's not the case. But it may well be. I think if he's going to be called up for one game, if he's going to go back for one game, if they're playing in the Africa Cup of Nations, he's going to go, obviously. So we'll probably have Heaton playing for us. It's a shambles. Zayn Miasi, thanks for the 199 super chat here, my son. He says, best attack ever, Messi, Neymar and Suarez, says Zayn Miasi. I mean, on paper, it's hard to dispute, I suppose. That's right up there. You know... It's up there, Zane. It's up there. It's a pretty awesome one, to be fair. You can't argue. I mean, yeah, that's a good shout as well. Batman, Ronaldo, Tevez and Rooney's right up there in that period of time. I mean, it's hard to dispute, Zane. That is a pretty exceptional front three. Oh, what about that? Christian Sol's is right. Yeah, Ronaldo, Benzema and Bale. That's a great shout as well. Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez was insane, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Precisely. There's been some fantastic ones. I mean, it's up for debate, but you're certainly right. David Villa, what a player he was as well, Flying Pigs. I mean, I don't know about that. David Villa was awesome, though, but Suarez, as much as I hate the guy, was a sensational player of his generation. Marcia, Rashford and Weghorst. Goodness me. Great shout. Fair enough. Bayern's front three's another good one as well. Yeah, fair enough, with Robben and Ribéry. Yeah, that's a good shout as well. Fair play. That's up there. Hey, look, you know... Who cares? Why are we talking about old shit? I'll tell you whose front threes are not up there. Arsenal, Zane. Arsenal's not up there, lad. You know, okay, you did have some good ones back in the day. You know, you had Henry and Bergkamp and people like this. But, you know, we're not talking about them, mate, in the same breath. That's a good one, actually, Neil. Yeah, Mane, Salah and Firmino. To be fair, you know, I hate Liverpool, but you're absolutely right. They're in the conversation. They were sensational for a number of years, to be fair, you have to say. You know, just looking at it objectively, they were good. But you know what? Fuck Liverpool as well. Right, okay, guys, I'm going to do a rundown of what we discussed in this video very quickly for anybody who's just got in the stream. Once again, thanks everyone who's in here, 300 odd legends. Can we get 300 likes on the show? Smash the like button if you haven't done so. We're on 222 right now. It's free to like the video. It helps us out to boost up there and compete with people like shithouse clickbaiters and corporations. So hit the thumbs up button, it's free. Smash the likes on the video, you know it makes sense. Also hit the subscribe button, help us get to 75,000 subscribers, and click the bell icon so you don't miss the notifications for the stream. Right, I'm going to just do a rundown of what we've discussed, then we're going to pop over to Twitter and shout out all the legends that have retweeted the show. The link's pinned at the top of the chat. Go over and give us a repost, and we'll shout you out in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to do a rundown for anyone who's just getting in the stream. So very quickly, obviously Manchester United released a statement earlier on today about the Antony situation. Oh, Sammy Ashley, give it a rest, my son. He says, Piggy, I won the bet. Next bet, Kane scores against United in the Champions League, says Sammy Ashley. How many bets have you lost, though, Zane? How many bets have you lost and welched on, bud? That's what I want to know. How many fucking bets have you welched on, bro? Eh? What's your problem, Sammy Ashley? Next bet, Kane scores against United in the Champions League. Do you know what? I'm not taking that bet, mate. I'm not taking that bet. Sorry. You know why? Because I think he probably will score against us, mate, because Kane's a beast and Bayern are a good side and we're playing them in their backyard next game on the 20th, mate. And I'm not feeling too confident about it, mate, based on our recent start to the season. So listen, I'm not taking that bet, mate. What do you think I am, an idiot? He probably will score against us, man. Fuck you, Jamie, actually, no. I'm not taking that bet, mate. Anyway. Oh... Zane, thank you for the super chat though, bro. Right. Anyway, right, so yeah, this is the statement from Man United. I'm not going to read it out again, but there it is on the screen. There is a report coming out from Chris Wheeler that basically says that there are some accusations bandied around from Antony's ex that maybe Manchester United tried to cover up the hotel incident. You know, this is what was alleged to Manchester United. So Chris Wheeler said, now Antony's accuser claims that Man United tried to cover up the alleged attack. Players ex Gabriella Cavallin says that the club wanted to stop the hotel assault coming to light. And United have basically condemned any allegations towards them by saying that the club's stance after being accused is basically that they obviously categorically deny these claims, and that obviously they categorically, this is what it says, they were asked to comment on it, and they apparently said any suggestion that the club covered up these allegations is categorically false. So Antony, at this moment, he hasn't been suspended by United, he has been dropped by Brazil. It's pending further investigation as to what Manchester United will do. There's every chance that we stick with him, but there's also a possibility that he is suspended soon if more information comes to the light of day. So we've got to wait and see what happens there. Moving on, Jaden Sancho apparently is attracting interest from Saudi Arabia and potentially the Bundesliga in January as well. So there is understood to be a team or two interested from the Saudi League. Their window's still open. He could go to Saudi Arabia, I suppose, after this breakup, essentially with Erik Ten Hag, where Ten Hag called him out publicly for training poorly. He wasn't selected in the team against Arsenal. And he responded on social media by releasing a statement insinuating that Ten Hag was lying and that he felt like he was being scapegoated by the manager. So that's quite interesting. Rio Ferdinand says that he has a couple of options. He can either stew on the bench for the remainder of the season or piss off to the Saudi League, basically. And we know that there are interested parties in Saudi Arabia. Apparently there's a couple of different clubs that are interested and maybe have already submitted a bid or could be interested in submitting a bid to Manchester United. So perhaps Sancho to Saudi could be a possibility. They do pay good money over there. We'll find out whether or not he wants to knuckle down, fight his way into the side, apologise to Ten Hag and his teammate, or whether or not he will potentially be sat on the bench festering away doing nothing until maybe January, where possibly a move to a European side might be on the cards. So okay, Saudi could be an option for him now, but he may well just sit around collecting his big fat money and then maybe go elsewhere. There is a new report tonight as well that Bayern Munich have some interest in signing him, and maybe Borussia Dortmund would be interested in signing him also from Germany, because let's face it, he was good over in Germany. He's been pretty bang average in the Premier League, but when he was in the Bundesliga, aka a Bratwurst manufacturer's league, he was brilliant. So maybe he could well be going there in Jan if he can't actually fight his way back into the side and he can't repair this relationship. If he can't repair his relationship with Ten Hag. There you go. And then just the other bits and bobs of news we've got. Yep, Onana back in the Cameroon squad. Maybe that'll be assessed after the next game, whether or not he'll be going with them for the Africa Cup of Nations. Rashford's not in the Ballon d'Or list. That's more news as well. I personally think he should be in the Ballon d'Or list, particularly if Bukayo Saka's getting in the list. Obviously, he's nowhere near winning the Ballon d'Or or anything, but he should be getting in the list, which is a shame. Eric Bailly has now, as you can see from this picture, completed his move to Besiktas today as well, on a contract which is for 1 year until June 2024. Apparently there's interest from maybe Saudi Arabia for Scott McTominay. That's realistically not going to happen. But there is supposed interest from the Bundesliga for him as well, from Thomas Tuchel, who's understood to have an interest in him and was interested in him this summer. So maybe in January, if Scott McTominay's not playing at all until then maybe he'd be more open to leaving. That's the latest United news of the evening, folks. Time to get into the live chat for a Q&A. I'm just going to go and shout out all the retweeters, and then we will actually pick out the winner as well for the giveaway. Big up yourselves, everyone who entered. We've had 23 reposts for tonight's show. Thank you everyone for retweeting us. It does really help us out. Guyam Legend, thanks so much for retweeting the show there, man. I appreciate you. Get in there, my son. Also, Aaron Homeyard, Raj, Jason Jackson, Sanjay Ramatar, Transfers_UTD, Richard Wisterpeck, the GOAT, Jaden, Stephen Braun, Mike C, G-Dad Gamer, Kieran Watts, Luan France, John Boy Cat, Larry Hasser, J United and Gaming, The Butcher of Manchester, Andy Davidge, United Mark, Mr. Sims, Feline Fur, Jarvis Cocker, and 7-0, ha ha ha. Thanks for retweeting the show. Thanks for retweeting the show, everyone. I do appreciate that. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one. Anyway. There's always one. Thanks very much for getting in here, raw, everybody. I appreciate you. Now it's time to get into the Q&A for a few minutes. We'll see what you guys are saying about anything we've discussed in the video. Once again, smash the like, smash the subscribe to have your say and get involved. We'll stick around for a few minutes, see what you guys are saying. Fabrizio said that Harry Slabguire to Greece. Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? To be fair, lad. Simon Cowie, thanks very much indeed for your super chat here, bud. He says, Pig, the news said yesterday that the hotel incident, she asked for an ambulance and Antony got the club doctor. And that's what they think Man United tried to hide. If it's proven, that's not good for the club. Simon Cowie, yes. So I've heard that. I heard that earlier, but I found it to be very speculative guff, to be honest. And also there's lots of incidences where players at the club have asked the club's doctors to come and treat their family members for various illnesses and things like that anyway. So although, yeah, I guess you could insinuate that from that, if that happened. But it also could just be, nothing. She could have had a bit of flu. She could have had a virus, or whatever the case may be. Apparently, there's been lots of cases. So I saw the article you're talking about earlier. And there's been lots of cases where players of this club have asked the club doctor to come and treat a family member for whatever the case may be. So, okay, I guess if it was due to the hotel incident and he's assaulted her and she's hurt herself, or he's hurt her, I say, and they've tried to cover it up, then yes, that is awful. But also just the fact that even if a club doctor did look at her and did treat her, that doesn't actually mean that Antony's done anything wrong there again. It's hearsay, isn't it? It's somebody's word versus somebody else's. So I see what you said. It doesn't look good. Like you said, it doesn't look good for the club if that's true. But, but I don't think that indicates all that much, to be fair. Unless there's like an actual record of what they were treating and, how it went down. I can't see that being the case there. Interesting, though. It's interesting. She's a Brazilian Amber Heard right now. Well, we can't say that yet, Ronnie. I think that's harsh on the potential victim. We actually don't know yet. So we want to try and think the best of our player, Antony. Of course we do. But actually, it might turn out that he's a domestic abuser. You don't know. This is why we have to wait, guys, for the investigation to take place. Because we don't know whether Antony's guilty or innocent. We don't know whether she's guilty or innocent. And, if she's a legit victim or not. We don't know. Let this investigation play out. So it's harsh to say that she's anything right now, and it's harsh to say that Antony's anything right now. It's his word against hers right now. Let's let the investigations take place. That's what I'd say. Thank you, good grief, Sharif. Thank you very much. Yeah, Simon says, Pig, the club doctor would have done a report for the club. Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, the club, I'm pretty sure is not, it hasn't done this then, haven't covered it up. Because crikey, if that was the case, especially with the Greenwood situation, I don't think they'd be trying to cover up something like that, my son. Who knows? Who knows? Who really does know? What we do know is that United have categorically denied any accusation towards them that they've covered this up. That's what we do know. That doesn't necessarily mean, I guess, that they didn't cover it up, I guess. There were some reports, if you remember, a couple of years back about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and United covering up something to do with Mason Greenwood as well, if you remember that at the time. So, I guess, look, stranger things have happened than institutions trying to protect themselves from negative press. But also, I don't know, I kind of feel like this is just some sort of speculative stuff. Again, I would just say wait for these investigations to progress. Maguire on the right wing is a stroke of genius. Evans worse than Maguire? I disagree. Which player will be next? Goodness me, Mouse is a good question, is it? Crikey. Zamiasi, thanks for another super chat. He says, players are rich. They should use private doctors and the club doctors help with NHS waiting list. Super chat. Zamiasi. Oh, fucking hell, Zamiasi, fair enough. Well, yeah, they should use private doctors. You're absolutely right. I guess it is a bit sus, but I still think that, if you actually look into it, there has been many a times when just they might like their club doctor, so they get them involved to treat their family members, That is not something that's uncommon, apparently, within the footballing world after reading up on it earlier. But, fair point, Semi-Actually, the club's doctors should help because of the NHS waiting list. The NHS waiting list is an absolute joke, man. You're right about that. Zami Ashley, we all know he goes to the salt bay of private doctors, this guy. When Zami Ashley has a wound attended to, they open him up. Before they sew him up and close him up, they sprinkle a little bit of fucking gold flake in there for this twat. You know what I'm saying? Zami Ashley's getting the best of the best. Chloe Jenkins, thank you so much. He says, sounds like a setup. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying there, Chloe Jenkins. Yeah, we've all got to have our own opinions on this. You can obviously take out of this what you will. I'm reserving judgment. That's all I'm saying. I'm reserving judgment. It seems like United's reserving judgment as well. So let's just wait and see how it plays out, eh? Yeah, Johnny says, remember what happened to Giggs? He lost the Wells job and the case was thrown out of court. Spot on. Spot on. There's actually been loads of recent incidences. What about old Mendy? That wasn't that didn't turn out to be true, and yet his reputation is in the shit because of it. Shane, you should pay for a doctor, mate, says Marky Coughlin. Right wing is cursed, it's karma for police, says Gattuso. Good grief, Cherie says, how can we be happy to lose such talent in Greenwood and another top flight clubs enjoy his talent? No, we're not happy about it, mate. Nobody's happy about that, lad. But maybe it was the right thing to do, though, based on that audio that came out. MUFC Realist says, Piggy, this allegations galore is like that stone throwing scene from Life of Brian. Is there any women in the crowd? No. Oh, goodness. I mean, it is a little bit like that, MUFC Realist TV. It's just a very sad situation. It's drama every day at this football club right now. Every single day we're looking for some good news, for some progress taking place on the pitch, and it's just all the off the field stuff is affecting this football club in a very negative way. I've had enough of it, to be honest. It's so pathetic all the time, this new stuff coming to light almost every week. It seems every week United's having to release a statement for damage limitation. It's a shocker. Simon Cowie, thanks for the super chat, mate. Get in there. He says, Pig, this is like the Greenwood situation. Fans will jump on the guilty train, but we don't get the facts. I agree, like Greenwood, Antony is innocent until proven guilty. Simon Cowie, with respect, this is very different to the Greenwood situation, I think. I know what you're trying to say, and you're right to a degree, but as we've mentioned, look, this, I hate to repeat myself, but Antony hasn't had any evidence come out in the public. There is no audio of him potentially, glassing his ex-girlfriend. There's no audio, there's no video. This is actually very different. I maintain that if Greenwood, if that audio hadn't have come out about Mason Greenwood and we didn't hear that, I maintain he'd still be at United right now, especially after it never went to trial and he never faced, proceedings from the law and wasn't found innocent and wasn't found guilty. I think he would probably still be here. But because that audio came out, this makes it very different to this case. Fair enough if there's some evidence that comes out and we hear about what's happened and the Brazilian authorities release some info about what happened, then okay, maybe it will get to that stage. But this is actually very different to the Greenwood scenario because we actually did hear audio from Mason Greenwood which made him sound absolutely horrendous and insinuated a crime. So it is different. Just because he never faced criminal prosecution doesn't mean that there isn't a big indicator of potentially what went down. That's the reality. There was audio that the club, that the people from, the fans of the club heard. That's the difference here. So, okay, fair enough. It's similar in some ways, but it's also very different in others. Yeah, fair play. Thank you, Simon Cowie, for getting in here with your raw super chat. There, you're going ham tonight, bro. And Zamiasi's going ham tonight as well. Yes, facts, isn't it? Well, allegedly, Madhouse. Let's see if it comes to light, bud. If it does, then okay, we can change our opinions. Right now, I'm reserving judgment. Zamiasi. He says, men that beat up their partners and it's proved should get life in prison or let them fight with lions like in the film Gladiator, as they are so brave. Fair. I'd say that's fair, actually, Zamiasi. You do have to be pretty low to beat your partner up. But you know what? You know what, Zamiasi? People want equality and stuff. What about women who beat their partners? Because that goes on as well, Zamiasi, lad. That goes on too. It should work both ways, Zamiasi. Abuse is abuse. If you're a woman beating a man, or if you're a man beating a woman, then you should also, you should also be fed to the lions, my son. It was tigers. Yeah, it was tigers in the Gladiator film, Malps. Malps is right. It was tigers, Zane. You're not only living in Cloud Cuckoo Land, you're also completely wrong. It was tigers in the Gladiator in the Colosseum, mate. Or maybe there was lions as well. I don't know. But hey, fair play to you, Zamiasi, lad. It does happen. Yeah. Exactly. Look, Amber Heard, obviously, she's an example, mate. Precisely, it works both ways, is what I'm saying. Abuse is abuse. There's a lot of abuse going on. It's not nice. I agree, you've got to be pretty low to abuse your partner. Look, if you're not in a happy relationship, cut, shut, and run. End the relationship, move on, find somebody you're better compatible with. Toxic relationship, horrendous. You don't want to be in one of those. I get it, but it works both ways. But I agree, you shouldn't ever be physically abusing or even really emotionally abusing people in relationships. If you're not compatible, move on and find somebody you are compatible with. And I think some people are just horrible people. And they're always going to be horrible whoever they're in a relationship with because they're horrible. That's it. And these people who are horrible should be punished, mate, and feel the full extent of the law. Fair play to you. It was pigs in the Colosseum, says Daryl. Oh, insane, Zane, says Johnny M. No, Dale, Sancho's still here, bro. He's still here. All abuse is wrong to do. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ronnie Dodge. I saw my stepdad beat my mum when I was a kid, saw everything. That's horrible, Ronnie Dodge. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Let's get some love in there for Ronnie. Yeah, no, nobody's making light of domestic abuse. It's absolutely horrendous, bro. It is absolutely horrible. Ivo says, Pig, the audio leak was a tiny fraction of the 15-minute clip MUFC heard. Can you tell us what the 99% we didn't hear revealed about the 15 seconds we heard? No, but I tell you something, though. It was obviously not enough for Manchester United to keep him. So this is my point to you. Why if Manchester United heard 15 minutes of audio and what was in the audio before or after that excerpt that we heard completely squashed any wrongdoing from Mason Greenwood, then Manchester United would have said so, I'm sure. What Manchester United said, though, in their statement was that they heard the extended audio and they were happy that Mason Greenwood didn't commit a crime. But they would have stuck by him then, wouldn't they? If they were 100% sure that this guy was innocent, wouldn't they have said and explained what the situation was on the audio and said, oh, it was just role play, or oh, it was just this, or it was just that? But no, they didn't. They said they're happy that he didn't commit the crime, but they still sacked him off. So I don't think you could say that, because I think they would have stuck by him if there was the complete reveal that he was innocent in that audio, which I don't think there was. We don't know what that audio was, do we? Man United apparently were privy to it, and they made it an assessment based on that. So I'm not so sure we can say one way or the other, personally. Yeah. Simon Cowie, thank you very much for getting in here with another one, bro. He says, Pig, that audio was thrown out by the experts because it wasn't the full recording. What was on social media was a heavy edited version. The club confirmed that and the CPS supported that. That's what I've just said, mate. That's what I've just said. But the point is, why wouldn't they release the full audio then? We've already heard a horrendous audio. If there's audio that could potentially clear Mason Greenwood of any wrongdoing, why wouldn't they want to do that? It must have still been pretty fucking bad. That's why. That's the point I'm making. Is that the PR damage had already been done, and it would probably only be increased if there was more audio released. Now, it may tell you more of the story about what happened, but I don't think it's a very nice story whichever way you look at it, to be honest with you. So that's the point I'm making. It's like, okay, there was some more audio. Okay, it was potentially something that, could have been made worse. Could have been seem to be made worse, but I still think the other audio that was not released was not very good audio either. That's my take on it. Now, you can say that I'm wrong, and I respect your opinion, but that's my opinion. I believe that United would have released it, or United would have at least said, hey, you know what? We've listened to all the audio. Turns out Mason Greenwood's not a potential sexual assaulter, and it's completely misconstrued, and it was just some fantasy deal, or he was reading a script, or whatever the fuck it was, and they would have stuck by their player if that was to be the case. But unfortunately, I don't think that was the case. Who knows? It's only opinions. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. It's everyone's opinions, and you're entitled to it. But I can't believe that Man United would have just chucked their guy away if it turned out he was 100% innocent. That's all I'm saying, man. Thank you, Gungshi. He says, well said, Joe. You're a wise pig. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, surely they would have done everything to protect it. And I get it. Let's just say, I don't know, there is some sort of weird fantasy thing going on there, and the audio reveals that that's the case. Okay, I get it. You don't want to release audio like that, and it's still going to be damaging if somebody's partaking in some sort of crazy fantasy shit like that. But it's a damn sight better than the other potential, which is that, oh, this guy's an actual potential sexual assaulter. So I'm pretty sure United would have released such info, or Greenwood would have released such info, or if that was the case. That's all I'm saying. Yep, Case Letter says, let us move beyond Greenwood to our season. He's at Getafe, not United. Fair one. Singame says, spot on. Clint says, if fans had minded their own business, he would still be at United. Jason says, exactly. Unless the audio has them saying, okay, let's pretend I'm attacking you. There's no reason. Exactly, Scott. And if that was the case, Scott, surely that would have been said so by Manchester United, or released. Or at least that excerpt would have been released. Okay, they don't have to release a whole 15-minute horrendous fantasy fucking thing that's going to offend everybody and be horrible. Of course, they don't need to do that. But they could have released a little excerpt that says, right, everything that happens now, we're playing a little game. You know what I'm saying? Which is also bizarre in itself. I mean, surely if you're doing that, you're a bit of a wrong 'un anyway. You know what I mean? But it's very weird. It's just very weird. It's very strange. Chloe Jenkins, thank you so much. Because of the backlash, maybe, says Chloe Jenkins. What, the backlash of a potential... Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying. I mean, they could have just released an excerpt, though, that clears him. They don't have to release the whole thing and have this horrible, situation listened to by the world. But they could have released a little bit that proves his innocence. She already released that bit which incriminates him. Why not release a little bit that doesn't? You know what I'm saying? But they didn't. They never did. That's my concern. Stevie Johnson, thank you very much for getting in here raw, bro, with a $20 super chat, my son. Come on. Everyone, get some love in there for Steve Johnson. He's gone in there ham, bro. He comments and says, the issue is with social media environment. Everyone wants to jump to a judgment. There is a victim here, and no one really knows who it is at the moment. It looks bad for United, as it seems there is a pattern of behaviour. Well said, bro. Well said. It sounds like there is a victim here. It's either Antony, who's being wrongly accused, or it's his ex-girlfriend who's been domestically abused. You're absolutely spot on. And at the moment, nobody knows. And it's harsh to say that he is an abuser if he's not, and it's harsh to say that she's lying if she's not. So you're absolutely damn right, Steve Johnson. Well said, bro. Well damn said, mate. You're absolutely right. We've just got to let it play out. I'm reserving judgment on it. Let's wait and see how this goes. It's pointless to suggest one way or the other who's right or who's wrong. It's pointless. So I actually think United at the moment perhaps done the right thing by not just coming out right and saying they're suspending pending further investigation. They've just said they're not commenting until further information has come out, basically, which I think is the right stance to take at the moment. This is not the same as the Greenwood case where there was audio in the public domain. This is very different. Well said there, Steve Johnson. Couldn't agree more with you, bud. Spot on, says Linus and Stay Gold. They agree with you too. Yeah, we are looking pretty awful at the moment. Don't have audio in the photo. Precisely, Rajat. It's different, isn't it? It's very different. Rio says, no matter how hard he worked in training, Antony will always start. He's kind of been effective without ever being impressive, I'd say, about Antony. Even last season, he scored a bunch of goals and stuff, but very much one-dimensional, and he's Ten Hag's guy. So maybe there's a bit of favouritism going on there. Hang on, though. Don't get me wrong, but there's always going to be favouritism with managers and players. There always will be favouritism with managers and players, particularly those who work hard and those who perform for you. Oh, steady on chocolate salty balls, lad. That's a little bit too much, bro. That's a little bit too much. I'm going to remove that comment, mate. Steady on now, bro. Whoever has the better lawyers will win this case. Don't know about that, man. Basuma and Party got accused of grape. They are still playing and haven't been suspended. Bloody hell, Ryan. Steady on there, my son. Why do you think saying grape is better than saying the R word, mate? You know what I mean? What's that all about there, Ryan? Grape. What's that all about, mate? You're trying to not offend by using the word grape instead. We all know what you mean. Say it. Say what you mean, bro. You know what I mean? Fuck me. Guys talking about fruits in the live chat. Biggest bookseller, 50 Shades of Grey. Abuse is very, very different. Interesting, Jason. Interesting, bro. Interesting. Right, anyway, you know, I don't even want to talk about this stuff anymore, guys. This is supposed to be a football channel. We want to talk about football. I don't even want to talk about this. Right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this shit up now. This is it. I'm wrapping it up, guys. It's midnight. What are we doing here? Talking about bloody domestic abuse at midnight. Fuck that. No, I mean, this isn't the bloody omnibus of EastEnders. We're going to finish this stream right now, guys. But thank you so much, everyone, for getting in here with your thoughts and opinions throughout the show. It has been a very interesting show tonight. Steve Johnson with a super chat says at least Liverpool won on the weekend. Get out, you absolute Scousieri from Canada, though. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Stu, though. But yeah, you did, unfortunately. You like how Antony plays. He always tracks back and tries his hardest. Exactly. Works harder than the likes of Sancho. Sorry to hear that, Daryl. Let's get some love in there for Daryl, mate. Sorry to hear that, bro. I did see it. Ronnie Dodge looks good, man. Thank you, Marky Coughlin. Let's talk COD instead, says Gochi. Exactly. It's what we do best. Sardines incoming. Hey, no worries, chocolate salty ball. Steady on, though. Jarvis Cocky Legend says he's currently on loan from Man United but can return as early as January. Would that even be possible without the full audio clearing his name? I don't think so. Yeah, so there is a break clause in January for Mason Greenwood at Get Off Me FC. But the reality is he couldn't come back to United and play. He might better come back and just sit around on the bench and do nothing. Well, not even on the bench, but just sit around and train away from the side. But Man United have already made their assessment on Greenwood's situation at the football club. So I personally don't think we could take him back into the team now. It would be completely undermining the decision we've already made and the backlash we've already gone through. Get in there. Thank you, Malps. Thank you, Good Grief Sharif as well. Thank you, Larry Hasser. Anyway, guys, listen. Yeah, real comfy stream. Thank you, Scott Problems. I appreciate it. Listen, guys, you can come back. Oh, fair enough then, Ryan. You can come back and have your say after this video is finished. If you want to get in here and have your say, please do. Keep the debate going afterwards. But we are going to finish the stream here. What I'd say is thank you to everybody in here in the live chat. All the names on the screen right now for commenting commenting and getting your thoughts and opinions in. I do appreciate you all. Thank you to all the members in green for supporting the channel. Thank you to all the moderators for moderating the live chat, all the legends with the blue spanners. Just thank you each and every one of you legends. I've got to finish the stream there, guys. It's very late, but thank you so much for tuning in. Come back afterwards, get your thoughts and opinions in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the like button before you go. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United, and you have yourself a bloody good one, you legends. Thanks for sticking with me for the length of a football game. We've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. We've covered some tough topics tonight. Not very nice what's going on at Man United at the moment, but hopefully there's better days ahead. Let's just hope, and I don't want to make light of domestic abuse at all, but let's just hope that there isn't much basis to this and Antony is an innocent man, because I don't want there to be a victim. Not for any other reason. I don't want there to be a victim in this. I hope that's not true because of that. You know, I really hope not. I really don't want to think of Antony as being another player, another person like that. Let's hope that that's not the case, but until we find out more, reserve your judgment. In regards to Sancho, he's undermined Eric Ten Hag. He's probably going to have to do one sooner or later. Will he be able to find a move before the Saudi window closes, or will we be stuck with him? It's a soap opera at United. Let's see how it plays out on tomorrow's episode. But for now, stay classy. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Case Slater, all the mods, all the members, bunch of legends in the chat as always. Stay classy. Big up yourself, Jarvis, and all the legends of the channel. Thanks for tuning in. That's it from me. Have a great night. And remember, Piggy... Oh, shit. Sorry, we've got to draw the winner of the giveaway. I almost forgot. 2 seconds, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're drawing the winner of the giveaway. Fuck me. I've got such a bad memory, guys. I did this last night as well. Let's draw the winner of the giveaway, guys, real quick. Here it is. Sorry, my bad, folks. We've got this giveaway to do. Shit. Don't go anywhere, guys. Right, okay. We're drawing the giveaway here, folks. So here it is right here, guys. I've got it all set up. As you can see here, we've got 68 different entrants. We asked you to comment on 2 previous videos in order to enter, and all these people here on the right here, as you can see, did enter the giveaway. Time to draw the winner of the giveaway, everybody. The winner will receive a t-shirt of your choosing. We've got Glazers Out. We've got Gashtastic. We've got I Believe. We've got Bacon Brigade. So you can choose one of those in your size. We've only got black or white, but in your size, and we'll send that out to you wherever you are in the world. So let's choose the winner, guys. I'm going to do it very quickly. It's a psychedelic Will Don Gungshi, absolutely. I'm going to do it very quickly. Let's get rid of that advert, mate. You know what I'm saying? Right, here we go, folks. So, good luck to all you legends here. If you entered, you should be on here on the right side, the 68 entrants. Good luck to you. We're just going to draw it quickly because I've got to wrap this stream up, guys. I'm going to draw it now. Good luck, everyone. Let's get some good luck emojis in the live chat. Here we go, guys. Boing. And it's drawing, guys. Who's going to win it? Who's going to get the prize? Who's that? Who the fuck's that, guys? Quiz 23. Oh, fucking, I'm going to have to draw another one now because people would think this is fake. I don't even know who that is. Well, listen, Urquist, if you reveal yourself. But I don't know who that is, guys. It's obviously someone who commented on the video. I have to write him down. We're going to have to do 2 giveaways now because that sounds like bullshit, mate. But honestly, I swear that's somebody that's entered. But I don't know who that is. I don't recognise it. Always happens, says Flip. I know. We're going to have to draw another one now real quick, guys. So I'm going to remove them from the 68. So there's 67 now left. Fucking hell. But Urquiz 23, if you are legit and you do watch these streams and you have commented and you have entered, then you've won. But I'm going to have to give away 2 now because it just looks a bit dodgy. You know what I mean? Right, let's do it again. Ready? Good luck to you all. Second stab at the cherry, 2 prizes. Hey, we got another super chat here from Simon Cowie. Thank you, Simon. He says, Pig, the club could not make anything public, and the CPS legally couldn't give permission. Only the social media stuff was public. Okay, fair enough then. Simon, I like your style. Maybe they couldn't make it public for everyone to hear, but they could have said that actually we're happy that he's innocent and we're sticking by him because he's definitely innocent, guys. We cannot release the info, we cannot release the audio, but he's definitely innocent and we're happy with that, and so should you be. He's a United player. We're sticking with the guy. But they didn't do that, did he? Oh no, they didn't do that, mate. So I don't know, Simon Cowie. Who knows, bro? Who knows? Anyway, thank you for your super chat there, Simon. I appreciate you. Right, let's pick another winner then, guys. Here we go. Good luck. Boing. Oh shit, he lives in Spain. Illa United, congratulations. Illa United, I'm pretty sure he lives in Spain. That's bullshit. Oh well, never mind. I've had to send one to Canada yesterday, guys, and one to fucking Germany, mate. Piss poor. Got to send another one to Spain. Fucking hell. Right, anyway. Hey, Illa United, you have won, mate. Illa United, bro. Congratulations. Are you in the live chat? Let us know if you are. Fucking Spain, this guy lives. That's more money. Oh, well, no. Congratulations, Illa United. Let me write that down. So, Urquist, 23, and Illa United, you are the winners. 389. Oh, no, he says in Macedonia. Illa United, I thought you were in Spain, mate. Did you used to be in Spain? Macedonia, that's probably even more gash, lad. In terms of, like, sending it out there. Look, here he is. Illa United says, no, pig, I'm in Macedonia. Did you used to be in Spain? Well, either way, listen, Illa, you've won, mate. Okay, you're in Macedonia. That's cool. Well, that's no better. That's no better, mate, is it? It's not like, you know, it would have been cool to send it to Manchester. Unfortunately, you've got to send it to pig in Macedonia now. That's cool. Illa United, give me a message on Instagram or Twitter, bro. Postage just went up 1,000 quid to stay gold. Guys, make sure you give us a message, Illa and Urquist23 on Instagram or Twitter at Flying Pig United. Give us a message, mate, and we'll get it sent out to you, bro. We'll get it sent out to you. Second class post, enjoy that t-shirt when it gets to you in 9 months. Jarvis says, great t-shirts, I wear it on my streams all the time. Mate, thank you, Jarvis, for representing the Bacon Brigade, lad. And yeah, they are awesome. Jarvis got one as well over in, he bought one actually. Big up yourself, Jarvis, for supporting the channel. He got one over in Norway. He got 2, in fact. He got a Bacon Brigade and a cheeky Glazers Out one. What a legend. Thank you, Jarvis. I appreciate you, my son. Macedonia loves the pig. Everyone, that's it from me. Lillis United, wait a second. Well, that's not you. Sorry. I got confused there. Lillis United, Illa United, I got a bit confused there. Illa United, let me click on his link actually, Illa United. Hang on, that's not you, Lillis United. Hang on a second, your at is Lillis United 1565. But the person I wrote down's at is whatever it popped up with on the screen, but it wasn't that. Was it? Mate, are you some sort of dodgy bastard, mate? What's going on here, man? I've just clicked go to channel. Moderators, click go to channel on Linus there. This is my Linus United in my laptop is Illa United. Oh, okay then. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, lad. I want further confirmation from you commenting with the correct account for me to go to and make sure it is actually you that's won. And you're not just someone pretending, lad. You know what I'm saying? Suspect, mate. Hashtag sus. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, mate. Because I can click on your channel and make sure it's the right person, mate. Oh, yes, I can. So, Illa United 389. That is the account that I need you to comment on, mate, to find out that you're not an imposter, mate. Okay? That's right. Anyway, right, guys, we're going to wrap this up now. Give us a message. Give us a message on social media, though, and I'll get that out to you. Right, I'm going to wrap this stream up now, everybody. Thank you so much for getting in here. You're a bunch of legends. There is the giveaway. Congratulations to Urquist and Illa United. He is a long-time legend of the channel. He does comment a lot, so we at least know who he is. Guys, thank you very much for commenting. I'll see you on the next one. Come back afterwards. Have your say in the not live comment section, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great night. Come back after with your say. Like, subscribe, comment, and stay classy. Pig will be bankrupt if this continues. I know. Anyway, cheers, everyone. Shout out to the mighty Bacon Brigade. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Good night, God bless legends. I screwed that up, didn't I? Damn it. Let me do it again. Good night, God bless legends. When the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.